What's your favorite song on the album?
On our new album, well, my favorite song is called Full of Smoke. Funny enough, on YouTube, people label it as Smoke for some reason, but it's called Full of Smoke. It's the second track of the album.
It's called Smoke on
iTunes.
and
which
Spotify.
I do not know why. It says on the album Full of Smoke.
Weird.
Lost in translation somehow.
That's really bizarre.
Yeah,
Really? I
that's
had no
my
idea.
favorite song though. And I'm sure a lot of people think it's about smoking weed, but it's literally just about smoking cigarettes. You can relate it to smoking weed as well, but I mean, what's more rock and roll than singing about smoking cigarettes, you know?
It's SharkCast, February 28th. It's a Wednesday. The last fucking day of February, correct? Or is there 29 days?
I think it's 28 this year.
Yeah, okay. We have Chris.
From Against the Grain.
Against the Grain.
Howdy.
Detroit's pride and joy. How are you today, Chris?
Not too bad, not too bad.
So what's your thoughts on school shootings?
Well, it is what it is, you know.
We pull no punches.
Sorry, Chris.
It's all good.
So Kyle was going to be on, but he had to work. So we got Chris instead, who's just as good, if not better.
Potentially better, yes.
If you say so.
So what up?
Yeah.
How's your week's been?
Well, if I'm not doing anything with the band, I'm working at a car wash. Matter of fact, same one you used to work at.
Didn't they close?
The one off 23 Mile Road did close because they sold it to another John's Auto Wash, and they took me, Kyle, a couple other, of the better employees.
The best of the best, right?
Yeah, and then they moved us to Hall Road. And
okay, how was it there?
It's actually not that bad. It's a little more updated.
Yeah. That was always like the decent one.
Funny enough, I just got news the other day that they're going to be closing as well in about a month, right when we leave for tour.
Why?
So they're going to be turning into something else, another car wash. And
I got
that to look forward to. Yeah, they got the other location, Auburn Hills. They're doing good all the time. I worked there for a day, and they're like, hey, if you want to come work here, we'll hire you in. I'm like, that's not worth the drive.
Yeah,
it's so far away.
It is, yeah.
No, yeah, it's totally.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but how did well, boys, you got about a month. Start looking.
Right. Actually, they didn't directly tell us. The first time they laid us all off, they gave us a 1-day notice. And it was our boss, Ken, who was cool. And
Ken's awesome.
He knew that he would take a couple of us to the other store, and everyone else would stay at the new store, which, you're out of work for about 3-4 months till they renovate it, turn it to whatever they're turning it to. This time, I heard from a couple other co-workers that they're going to be doing the same exact thing, and I don't know if I'm going to stay there or pursue something else.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure you can find different work. But the car wash job is probably good for you.
Yeah,
exactly, because he lets me go on tour. That's the whole reason that me and Kyle stick with our boss. And really, outside of doing the music stuff, that's what I'm doing is washing cars.
What? Sorry, people don't know who Kurt is, but is Kurt still there?
He is. He wasn't going to come.
What is he fucking doing?
He was going to come to. He was a little reluctant to come to the new location because he wasn't going to be a mechanic like he normally would be. He's still drying cars, but he's not fixing, the conveyor belt anymore. So he's not getting the same pay he used to.
He was barely.
Yeah, he was there for like 17 years. I feel bad for the guy.
I know, dude. That's like all he knows. That's like his first job, he told me.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's like been working there forever. Shout out to Kurt. You're a nice dude.
Kurt, whatever your last name is. Love you, buddy.
And Ken's really cool too, man.
Yeah, Ken's my favorite.
So you guys just got back from a tour, right?
Yeah, we did. It was a few days. It was a 3-day stint a couple of weeks ago. Got back, yeah. And then...
Where'd you go?
We did, let's see, we did Grand Rapids, and then we did Saginaw and Indianapolis.
What's the turnout like in like Saginaw?
We haven't hit Saginaw that many times. It was fairly decent. It was a smaller place, and they wanted us back, so it came out to be a good turnout. They promoted it pretty well.
Cool.
The smaller places are kind of cool because, more you can have little... There's some people, and it looks like there's a fuck ton of people.
It's intimate.
It's intimate.
Yeah, it's pretty intimate.
What about when you play?
That's what you guys
what's
could
your
do.
Best city that for turnout?
An intimate evening with Against the Grain.
Is
in
it
America?
Detroit?
Actually, it isn't. Detroit is probably tied up there with Milwaukee, I want to say, is up there for us.
Really?
We do pretty good in Chicago now.
Okay.
It took a little while to plant the seed there, but we finally are doing good there. I'd say the state of Wisconsin is one of our
That's pretty cool.
better states.
It's an ATG state, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Why?
Hitting it hard. Green Bay also is another huge city. We played there so many fucking times. Like, I can say that, right?
Yeah, you can say fucking.
Yeah, we do fuck checks here.
Very good.
And everything. So how do you plant the seed? You just play in there a shit ton and then they just keep coming, or they hear the album?
It started off with his previous question of who does our booking. Our drummer, Rob, who is my brother, used to do all our booking. And, of course, your first tours aren't going to be the best. So we would just tour our own headlining tours for
you guys
a few years now, just hitting it nonstop, maybe 5, almost 6 months a year, playing all these same cities, playing really small shows until we get the word out. And for our style of music, that's the best way to plant the seed until someone from a booking agency, notices you and you get work from them. They do all the work for you. It's great. And that's...
Who's your agent?
Right now, it's Tone Deaf.
All right, right on. Might as well plug them, too.
Yep.
You want to book ATG, go through them.
So how long is Rob doing it? Because Rob was booking a shit ton of shows.
Yeah.
And how?
He's pretty much like our manager. We don't have a need for, at this point, to have a manager. He's pretty much our money management, all our connections. He was booking us for, I'd say, at least 4 years. Our first 4 years he was booking us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much nonstop. Yeah.
That's so what? I mean, little weight off his shoulders now?
Yeah, because we used to get so many bands just asking us to, hey, let's do a tour. Can you book us? And okay, at first we're like, yeah, because, we need to tour with as many bands as possible, as much as possible. And he'll still get asked sometimes. A lot of bands don't know that he doesn't do our booking anymore.
Yeah. You guys have been the true road dogs, man. You guys have been doing it for a fucking minute. Just the touring scene.
It's a choice between a career in music or washing cars, and that's when you want to do it, what you want to do. You got to eat dirt for a while, book your own stuff, and then get to the point where you can have someone else book your tours for you, get better tours. Yeah. And it goes from there.
Hell yeah.
Totally. So you have a new record that just was released pretty recently,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Finally. Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, since Road Warriors, it was our last album.
That's right.
Did you guys start writing it right after?
Let's see. We did start writing this album, I want to say, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the tunes was actually inspired by a song that me and Kyle and you used to jam on all the time called Devils and Angels. And that was written a few years ago.
Fucking while ago, wasn't it? Yeah, we played that at the Hive. We were fucking around with that song, and I'm glad it made the album. That's dope.
And we have to credit you, Danny Barwin, for inspiring, a lot of the song.
It's actually pronounced Boron.
Boron.
No, it's not.
I thought it was Jackson. Who the fuck are you?
Who's Jackson?
I've been listening to this album, and it kind of tripped me up a little bit. I had to go back and listen to Road Warriors actually last night because I was listening to this one, and it's it's still against the grain. It's still got the same tone. It's still like kind of sleazy like you guys are. No offense.
Right. Oh, absolutely. We embrace that.
Word.
You guys are a little bit sleazy. It's got a different feel to it. It's not not taking away from it, but
it's great because it still that's a nice picture of us. That was New York right there. It still
bluesy
feels and sounds like against the grain, but I feel like it's our most consistently sounding record ever since Motor City Speed Rock, which was all fast stuff.
Was that one of your first?
It was our second album. We don't talk about the self-titled one.
I need to know that. I need to hear that shit.
I think it's on Spotify.
It's floating out there. Actually, it's not.
It's not?
It was the first full length was a combination of our first 2 EPs, and then album collided together.
So we asked the hard questions. What's wrong with that album? You just don't like it?
Everyone tries to find their sound. Takes them however long. That album, totally. Definitely, we were obviously set on being a faster paced band, and that was the one thing I can point out from that album is, that style. But it didn't have as much bluesiness as we try to go for now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It had a little bit of a hint and introduction to it.
Sure.
We were still trying to find our sound. I'd say throughout all our albums up until this last album we just did, Cheetah Death, I think has the most consistent rock and roll feel to it, whether it's slower or faster.
Yeah. It's definitely consistent, and it sounds like you guys have been evolving. Every record, I feel like you guys have evolved.
I hope so.
In some, totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it is a progressive. I used to know how to. Yeah, it's a progression from
progression.
It's a progression from the last album, definitely.
There's still like a punk song in there, isn't there?
Yeah,
these guys are punky.
Yeah, there's elements of that, elements of blues.
Yeah, totally.
Just
No Sleep is good.
No Sleep, yeah, that's definitely a faster paced, balls out, punk influence,
Dude, the
rock and roll.
transition into that bluesy bridge section, though,
it
caught me off guard. I had to go back and listen to it a couple times.
And that's, when we play that live, that throws everyone off, and they're like, oh, because at first they hear a really fast, ripping, kind of angry song, and then it just goes into this blues jam for a bit, and it shows you what we like on both the speed side and the bluesy side.
Sure. Yeah. It's a good mashup of it. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
It's like what if Billy Gibbons played for Gigi Allen?
Ooh.
Okay.
So no, you guys are much better than Gigi Allen. That's a takeaway from you.
Well,
guys.
they do the poop throw to the crowd sometimes at their shows. So.
Sometimes it depends what we had on our rider for food that day. So.
Well, guys, we had this. We can really shit on him tonight, boys.
So in No Sleep, that transition I'm talking about, and then you later progress back into the faster up-tempo section. That can't necessarily come out of a jam. How do you guys go about writing something like that?
We wrote that song at practice. Rob was just like, okay, we need a fast ripper song. So I want to say that Nick actually finalized the guitar part. I had an idea, and then Nick kind of changed it a little bit. Let's do it this way. And I'm like, okay, this works for the verse. And then, I think the blues jam kind of just happened, because who knows what we're thinking. We wanted to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we felt that if we slowly transitioned rather than abruptly just went back into the same tempo, obviously it flows a little better. Yeah. And it really kind of just happened. It was on a spurt. That whole song was.
Nice.
That's just how good songs happen. It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's how a lot of our a lot of the fast songs we wrote together at practice, and they ended up being well loved.
Yeah.
Right on. What? How much have you haven't really played anything yet off of Cheetah Death on stage, have you?
On our tours we have.
You guys played something at Smalls last time you were in town.
That's right. Yeah, we did.
That was a fun show. That was a really fun show.
I think, right? We did. We did a handful off there.
Yeah.
No, Zeke wasn't there.
No, Zeke wasn't there. We seen Lucid Furs open for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while.
A long time ago. Yeah, there might have been a couple that we wrote earlier that we started playing.
So you guys all writing the tunes?
Yeah.
Do you mostly do the lyrics, or how's it work?
I've had whole songs where I've written and, have wanted them to be, a certain specific way.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I want a solo here, but, do it with your style. Make it either kind of shreddy or make it kind of either slower, melodic, soulful.
Right.
And then, Kyle has had a couple songs he's written fully, same exact idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes Nick will have pretty much a whole song, but, he'll come to practice with all the parts, and then we'll together piece out how it flows together. Yep. And then Rob will sometimes pitch out, hey, let's do like a fast ripper or something.
Yeah.
And then that's when we come up with the song at practice.
So does it work out good like that? Because
it really does.
Sometimes it's, if there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Real talk, I would always be like, so let's do that fast ripper again. I love fast music, man.
As far as the lyrics come, I always write the lyrics last, honestly.
Yeah.
I try to write them to the music, because it's kind of different, trying to play bass, writing a new song and coming up with a melody or a rhythm of lyrics and vocals together. It's happened where I've had ideas, but I generally write my lyrics after the song is complete.
Playing bass and singing is hard.
It's interesting. Sometimes you gotta slow it down, because I almost exclusively play with my fingers.
Yeah.
So you gotta slow it down to match the syllables of when you pluck to when you're singing. Sometimes it's in between plucks, so that's when you gotta really slow it down.
Okay, well, coming from a bass player, who would win in a fist fight? Matt Freeman of Rancid or Geddy Lee?
I'd have to say Matt Freeman. He's a harder guy. Geddy Lee, love him as a bass player and a singer.
He's a skinny little guy,
but he's a skinny guy.
I just wanted your professional opinion on that. Okay, thanks for chiming in, man.
Funny enough that you brought up Geddy Lee, in a tough situation. Dean, Danny, Dean Karras. His dad was in Cyrus Trixon and the Motor City Bad Boys. They were playing a show at the either the Garden Bowl or the Magic Stick. They were bowling at the Garden Bowl. Geddy Lee was there. This was in
this
is like the early 80s. Geddy Lee,
just Canadian as fuck.
They might have
Hey, boys.
were on tour and they just stopped in there, and he said he saw Geddy Lee try to throw a bowling ball, but he did it in the most embarrassing sissy way ever. I feel bad because
I can imagine.
I love Geddy Lee, but that was a true story. Apparently,
well, Geddy Lee, he's a pretty devout listener to SharkCast. So
so shout out to Geddy.
Sorry, Geddy.
Look out for some social media backlash.
Love you, Geddy.
He does tune in every week. That's funny. What else you
There'd
got?
be some shit if Geddy Lee was like, "Oh shit, new SharkCast."
Yeah, I doubt it.
I've been such a huge Rush fan since I was a young boy, so that would literally be a dream come true.
Would be. I would love it.
One time, we used to rent out our basement to.
Geddy Lee.
No. Yeah, he needed a spot
That's
to
why he
practice. This dude, he would just give us like $25 a week, and he'd come over a couple days and fucking just play guitar in the basement. And he starts playing a Rush tune, and Brendan comes out of his room. He marches downstairs and like, you not fucking play Rush in this. It's not because he dislikes Rush; it's because he's such a Rush fan that he did not want this guy to play him. Yeah,
It's like, wait, who does that bass line? You keep that bass line for Rush. You leave it to them.
I think it was
Oh yeah,
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, and dude, it was. Instantly, I'm like, what the fuck is?
I can see Brendan doing that.
I'm
Shout
always
out to
on my
Brendan.
toes. I'm always on my toes with that fella.
Who was your influences? Speaking of
Me personally,
Rush,
or
yeah.
oh well,
Yeah,
obviously Geddy Lee. He also in his
even though
early
he can't
days.
bowl for shit.
Apparently, yeah, he's not a bowling inspiration for me. He, as a
Terrible
bass
bowler.
player, he did in his early days play a Rickenbacker, just like mine, 4001,
Nice.
and for tone.
That thing's badass, by the way.
Thank you. And it's everything I dreamed of, and he definitely helped me pick out. Oh, that's a terrific sounding bass. I do. I like his vocals a lot. They're high and they cut through. I've heard him say in interviews that the more and more as they became a harder rock band, the higher the vocals had to be to cut through.
Yeah, interesting.
He finally hit puberty around like 95, I want to say, and that's when Test for Echo came out, and he started doing some lower things. No.
So who else? Rush.
What's your punk rock influence?
Well, I grew up on pretty much listening to. I know it's so lame to say, but I grew up listening to most everything. Yeah. As far as punk rock, I like to say I love the Dead Boys for sure. I love that sleazy rock and roll.
They're still like touring. I think they're coming to town soon.
I think they did a little bit recently, but I haven't been able to catch them.
They're like from '76, dude. They're old school. I seen the Damned last spring.
Yep, and he's still doing it.
Yeah, and you know what's really funny is I see the Damned. All right.
Oh yeah.
I see the Damned, and it was almost like a thing. You and I were talking about this, like who fucking booked this show? Like you have this one band who's like this, like soulful bluesy rock band who were good, but why did they open for the Damned? And the Damned is like the Damned,
absolutely,
and it was like this isn't a good fit for either band.
Sometimes it's good to give a little bit of two different spectrums for a show. I think especially if there's a lot of bands. So they say if I'm going to like a stoner metal show, I don't want to hear all stoner metal. It's like, all right, come on now. Yeah, sometimes I might want to hear like a rock and roll opener, and then maybe like a doom band, headlining or something like that. It's always nice,
but sometimes play a band with a band that's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, sometimes there's just not a fit at all.
So the Damned comes out. The Damned comes out, and they were looking like they were started from '76. They sounded great. The Damned comes out, they rip through a song, and then for some reason they put Mumford & Son on blast like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, like in between the songs?
It was like the song's done, and it's like their first song's done.
The sound guy.
And they're like,
we're fucking PA on.
we're the fucking Damned, and we're gonna give you rock and roll, not like fucking Mumford & Son. And I'm like, what did fucking like... What did Mumford & Son ever do to the Damned? I want to know if the Damned Mumford & Son's coming out like fuck the Damned.
I doubt. Fuck the Damned. Is it a banjo?
Hey there, little lion man.
So who else? You get any like classic rock?
Oh
besides
my God!
Rush?
Obviously,
ZZ Top much?
Absolutely, their first album, which is called ZZ Top's first album. Their first three were great. I mean, classic rock is my main squeeze. My favorite three bands in order are Thin Lizzy.
Okay.
And it goes Deep Purple. And then Motorhead. We get a little bit more Outlaw right there.
I'm sure you get Motorhead a ton.
Absolutely. Yeah. But, I mean, classic rock just goes on for me.
Me and Jeff actually saw...
Last time he came to Detroit, it was dope.
When he was in Detroit last, and it just looked like he was about to die. I was telling him, Jeff, I'm like, this dude's about to die. And he died.
He didn't
Rest in peace, Lemmy.
He didn't fucking.
Yeah.
He stood on that. He stood on that motor. He stood on that motor. He had like this motor. It was like this huge carpet. And
didn't move a muscle, but he was just jamming.
He was jamming his ass off. See, now the first time I ever seen Lemmy live, and Clutch opened for him, so it was a fucking pretty killer show. So like Lemmy hits the stage, and I think I might get concussed.
What?
From the sound barrier, right?
No,
Blast
man.
you.
No, man. I got fucking blasted in the head.
What?
During Clutch? Yeah, it was gnarly.
Mosh pit?
Yeah,
it was gnarly, man. I was fucking bleeding and shit.
Nice.
And I remember like Lemmy comes on stage, and I look up, and he looks like a fucking giant to me. I'm like,
how tall is he?
He actually wasn't that tall. He was.
Look it up, guys.
I think that's the way I was just perceiving him.
What's your guess?
And all I see, my guess,
how tall are you?
from looking at him,
6'1".
10'1".
10'1". It does say his height. I don't
5'10".
think. Oh, 5'10". Yeah,
he's my height, dude. He's never
just slightly under average.
But I'm looking at him, and I guess this is just how I perceived the guy. He was 70 something, 71. Yeah,
say it there.
No, but just type in death. Let me death.
So
I don't know how old he was.
He doesn't say his. All right.
Oh, we have to do math. And they're like, hey, Alice Cooper, he's almost dead too.
70.
So
70. Okay.
And he was ripping through life.
yeah.
Did pretty good.
Dude,
Fuck it.
mustache.
Yeah.
So.
But no, like the first time I had ever seen him, I was like 21, 22. And he is got the fucking skin tight blue jeans on, the fucking big ass white cowboy boots, and I'm like,
Dude, what is this?
he's glorious. He's rock and roll glorious.
Amazing.
And I'm like bleeding, and there's blood in my hair.
Damn,
and it's
you were
fucked.
bleeding?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, from that clutch, right?
Yeah, what happened was, and it was a complete accident. It wasn't anybody not following mosh pit etiquette. Is a dude tripped and when
pull him up.
No. When he tripped, he was falling backwards, and he headbutted me in the nose.
Oh shit!
And I just keep
That's
on.
the worst.
And it really fucking rocked me. I'd never been hit harder in my life, and I was like actually like seeing stars and shit. And I was like.
Yeah.
So I like snap out of it, and I continue to go on. I started the fucking mosh pit,
Yeah.
so I continue to go on, and I'm noticing like dudes are like backing away from me, and I'm like, what?
Pussies.
I'm like, we're here to have a good time, dude, and my nose is like,
Blowing.
So what are you doing, pussy?
so I'm like, running around, and I keep on finding myself wiping my nose, and I'm like, God, what am I getting, a cold or something? Because I'm so stupid. There's nothing that goes through my head like, you fucking busted your nose, you idiot.
Well, you probably didn't know. You were
So
probably
I'm like
drinking
thinking,
and shit.
yeah. So I'm thinking I got like a bloody nose. I go to buy a beer, and the chick like doesn't want to take my money, and I'm like, what's wrong with this fucking place?
They all hate me.
And I'm like, fuck these
Refill
guys,
the coffee.
dude. So
Coffee.
that's when I go like this. Like I look in the light, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm bleeding. And I like sat down. I like just sat down, and a security guard came up to me, and she grabbed me by the arm, and I'm like, come on, are you gonna kick me out for having a bloody nose? And this chick was so badass, she's older black woman. She's like, no, baby, I'm taking you to the EMT.
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
really? Then they thought I was concussed, so they had me sit down and gave me a glass of water. And
Nice.
They're
Well, you
like-
probably were.
they were like, do you want a glass of water? And I was like, do I have to pay for it? And they were like, no. And I was like, yes, I do. I'll take that. So then they had me sit there for a little bit. They asked me questions, and they were like, you want to go to the bathroom? And I'm like, for what?
I don't gotta go.
And they were like, dude, you got to go to the bathroom. And for
And you're
some
like,
reason,
no, I don't.
For some reason,
Please don't make me.
Got in there and threw up.
for some reason, there was the huge fucking line for the men's bathroom, which I'd never seen in my life. And I'm walking, and
Yeah, because you're
It's
usually
like
going
fucking-
outside.
so I get to cut.
Game of any
So I get to
sort.
cut because I'm with EMT, and
Nice.
one dude's like, "Why does that kid get to fucking cut?" EMT,
Like, look at
dude-
my fucking nose.
no,
buddy.
EMT dude. EMT dude's like, you see his fucking face, and I'm like, what's wrong with my face? I finally, you see how ugly this fucker is?
He's standing with us.
I finally get to go to the fucking to the bathroom and look in the mirror, dude, and I had fucking blood all in my hair.
Jeez.
I was fucking covered in it, and I had to go to court the next day.
Ooh.
Wow. With a concussion. So
I just got sued.
So that's why I like to go to ATG shows, is because you could just get hype, and I don't.
And you can
usually
get a
go to-
nosebleed.
You don't usually, well,
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
be
not
cool.
a-
I'd be cool if I didn't get a nosebleed again.
see, when you go to an ATG show, even if you don't even like that style of music, you can have a
you're
good
gonna
time.
have a good time,
right?
yeah.
You're gonna have a good time at one of your shows. And even Josh was moshing.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved it. My girlfriend had never seen a mosh pit before in her life. And she's like, what the fuck are these white people doing?
And I'm going to join in on this.
Right?
Oh, no, I think she was like,
No,
It was getting
she
too
found her way.
intense.
Yeah, she found her way to the wall and just hung out there. And
Poor Tanya was probably like, can you people talk shit about Middle Eastern?
yeah, right. I'm like,
Depending on
you
region
guys
of where we play, there are, the mosh pits get crazier. Sometimes we don't have them. Sometimes we do. If we're playing Detroit, we almost always do, actually.
Yeah.
Because
Hold my hat.
mostly
Now,
it's
do
a
you-
lot of our friends, too.
Yeah, that's
Do you
cool.
look-
I think me and Jeff are starting that shit at the small
we
show.
started it.
Scotty was getting a little too aggressive.
Yes, Scotty was trying to knock me down.
Scotty can hit hard, and
He was like purposely trying to knock me down.
yeah, he was
and
trying to knock me. Yeah.
Scotty J?
No,
Scotty D.
No, Scotty. No,
Scotty
that's not Scotty
Demers.
Jasmine. That's not Scotty Jasmine style. Funny story. One time, fucking seeing Wolf Hook. You familiar with Wolf Hook from Downriver?
I've heard the name. Yeah, I'm not
Seeing
familiar
them,
with the
dude.
word.
I fucking ate shit. Another time, I got a fucking bloody nose at a fucking show, but Scotty
you
Jasmine.
suck at moshing, dude.
No, I wasn't. Scotty Jasmine, he running from the bar trying to help me and shit.
Yes, Jeff knows Scotty Jasmine.
Yeah.
'Cause how do you know him? He used to
We
live
used
with
to-
you, right?
Yeah, we used to jam together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you guys haven't met.
No, I've never met you. This is our first time.
Or you
I'm
might have met him
enjoying
at
our-
the show briefly.
Maybe I did.
Briefly.
For some reason, I feel like I
feel
met
like we might
Rob.
have. You might have.
I know I follow Rob
both-
on Facebook, I think.
I don't even have. Yeah, I don't have a Facebook
Oh, so-
right now.
Oh, you
It-
don't have a Facebook.
Yeah, but
I
it
didn't
might be
even
you
know
I'm
that.
following, dude. It might be you. ATG's getting pretty popular. You got people miming you on social media.
Reminding me. Oh, I know it.
What are you gonna do when you get to that point?
Chris Nowak official.
Well, then I know I've made it. I'm gonna do nothing.
Do you guys have a
my life is
Wikipedia
complete.
yet?
Oh, I doubt it.
Let's find out.
Yeah, well, let's.
What if you
Maybe I
do
have
and
my own
everything's
Wikipedia.
wrong? Like Against the Grain came up
Against the
wrong.
Grain,
Oh yeah, there might be another Against the Grain band.
Yeah.
But
Oh, didn't you guys have to send a cease and desist to
we
another
did.
band?
Yes, I
So
believe they
there's
were
a
from
movie.
New Mexico or Vegas, one of the two Southwest areas. Yeah, and they had to either change the name or they just quit.
They had to change their name?
Yeah, because at the time, they were not a touring band, and we have hit
We
the
already
country so
established.
many
So-
damn times. So
So how did
We
that
trumped
work?
them.
Did you have copyrights and
yeah, our albums were copywritten,
Yeah.
and so I don't even think they
how
had
do they fucking take?
an album. Maybe they
how
had
do they
EPs.
Okay.
And we told them, hey, we come through the area a lot, and actually there has been mix-ups where people
They
from that
think-
area didn't come to the show because they thought we were them. I think it was
Damn.
with the Church of Misery tour we did.
They were like, "What the fuck?"
Someone came and like, oh, we thought you were that
remember
one
when you
dude
guys did
rock
that.
band that from around here opening for them, but it turns out you're not, and we enjoy your music. And we're great. But that's when we knew,
That's a
okay,
win.
well, something's going to happen with the other Against the Grain.
So they went to a dude rock show, a butt rock show.
Well, it was actually a stoner rock show. I should say doom metal, Church of Misery.
Okay.
And
Are those Asian
yes,
dudes? Yeah.
very terrific band. And now that they've had a couple lineup changes, they changed again since then.
Damn.
And so people thought it was. Sometimes you get with a stoner rock show, you'll get like a dude rock style band
Yeah.
in that genre. It's just almost inevitable. And people thought we were that local dude rock
Can I
band.
ask
So-
what dude rock is?
It's
Well,
the equivalent,
like a Creed, Nickelback.
There you go. Also known as butt rock.
Butt rock, yeah. Butt rock or dude rock.
That is
either
such a
way.
fantastic name for that. All right, thank you for informing me.
Actually, real quick, boys, could you all name your favorite butt rock / dude rock band?
Oh shit!
I almost don't consider them dude rock, but I guess I'm down with a little bit of Soundgarden, but I wouldn't really go as far as calling
I
them.
don't know if Soundgarden is.
I wouldn't-
They're
yeah.
pre. They're pre. They're pre
Yeah,
butt.
that's what I'm saying. They're
Pre-butt?
before. They might have inspired a little bit of it.
Right, Black Hole Sun
have
was pretty
no
sweet.
idea, dude.
Spoon Man was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I like I like
Chris,
Soundgarden.
he was a fantastic singer too, and I kind of grew up in my early days into listening to real music they were up there for one of my first bands I've ever listened to.
Yeah.
You ever checked out Temple of the Dog with Eddie Vedder? And
I have.
I have not, actually.
Dude.
It's actually pretty good.
Listen to Hunger Strike.
It's good.
It's gonna fuck you up.
Dude Rock, I'm going to throw Stained out there.
Really?
Oh,
It's been a while since I could
See, dude, I don't know any of them. Dude.
They do that
I
song?
never listened to that kind of music. Like
wasn't addicted and
Stained, like I wouldn't know the difference. Like, what is Puddle of Mud saying?
That's like the new metal era kind of.
really? Because I'd throw them right in like
Or am I thinking of Mudvayne? That's it.
Mudvayne.
Yeah,
The same-
Mudvayne
same
is
damn thing.
Puddle of Mud is.
See, like, I have no idea.
definitely
Puddle of
Dude
Mud. I'd
What does
love to do.
Puddle of Mud do that I would know?
Let me look it up.
Fuck, they did that one song about slapping his ass. I love the way you slap my ass.
What?
See, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
You're
Blurry.
probably better off, Chris.
She hates.
Oh, look at these guys.
She fucking
Look at this
fucking
picture.
hates me.
Oh, okay.
They all look like they want to be professional wrestlers.
They're all wearing the
Which I applaud them for that, but they don't pull out off it. Actually, I'm assuming
one
they got
dude
the long
kinda
hair.
looks
Kinda
like Edge.
Triple H.
Like, button up
or
your
Edge,
shirt,
yeah.
buddy.
This guy looks like Paul
Yeah, he
Rudd
missed it.
trying to make fun of
Yeah, with that
someone
guy.
in a butt rock band.
He does. He does kind of look like Paul Rudd making fun of a dude rock band.
Funny.
I'm so glad I learned this term, dude rock.
Oh, it's great.
Dude rock and butt rock. I'm all about this.
Yeah.
And then butt metal is that goes into a lot of the '80s hair metal bands, you know.
Sure.
Okay.
I thought that was cock rock.
Or cock rock, yeah, butt metal or cock rock. I guess the way Steel Panther put it, which they're a funny band, they know they're joking around and they're just studio musicians, and they have a song called "Death to All Butt Metal," but they're calling it "Death to All Butt Metal," and that's kind of clarified in the music video, which has Sarah Silverman in it.
Fantastic.
And it's a great one.
Death to all butt
Speaking
metal.
of which, are you you ever listen to Manowar?
Absolutely love them. Yeah.
What
oh my
is
God.
the one
Wheels
song?
of Fire.
What is the one tune they have about the dude going to the metal show, and they're like really descriptive about it, and he hands me a beer, and he calls me brother.
No, I know what you're talking about. I just know a handful of songs that I don't know the name of. It's just all
Yeah.
it's
together.
wrestling metal, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
But Wheels of Fire
You like
is probably
wrestling,
my
don't you?
favorite. Yeah, I like wrestling. I don't know everything about it. I chime in every now and then.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views, but it's
Oh no,
hilarious.
that's called just being a casual wrestling fan. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm about as casual as you.
So how y'all feel about Ronda
questionable.
Rousey?
You know what? Didn't actually go to the bar to watch the last pay-per-view because I was tired
was it?
and I wanted to read comic books.
It was a pay-per-view.
It's because you're
Yeah.
30 now.
Yeah, I am 30 as
Didn't
fuck.
Ronda Rousey show up?
Ronda did show up to sign her fucking contract.
I heard people talking about it on the podcast, couple of podcasts that I listened to, and what do you think about her?
What do I
doing
think
this?
about her? Doing this? I like the move.
I don't think they're doing it right.
Don't ask me about anything because I don't like any. I've reached the age to where I was thinking about this too. Fucking doing this goddamn show with you fuckers. I was like laying in bed. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not trying to take from you, man.
It's all good, man.
I'm laying in bed. Because the thing is, they always say I don't like anything, and that's because it's true. I don't like any goddamn thing.
Just a
I was
hater.
laying in bed and I was like, you used to like things. I swear to God, 2 years ago I used to like things, and then I was just thinking like,
It happens.
See, but at the same time, Jeff, what did we watch? The Royal Rumble. We watched the Royal Rumble.
well, that was
together.
lit.
It was.
At the same time, at the bar, you were like, I fucking hate this, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, I fucking hate wrestling. And I'm like, Jeff, I watched you watch that event. You were getting so hyped.
You ever go see it live?
I did see a match. It was Sabu and Rhino at the Imperial House. This was like 5, maybe 6 years ago. Something like that.
How was Sabu looking?
That was awesome. He was looking crazy.
He's like tough as fuck.
Dude, Josh.
Sabu's
I
like
don't know what he
all
looks
scarred
like.
up. He's from Dearborn, right?
Yes, I believe
And
so.
I also think Rhino.
You?
Yeah, he's a Michigander. Yeah.
Yeah. I seen
Wrestler?
yeah, that's him. I mean, Sabu's tough as fuck. Look at all the scars on his body.
What's up with those scars? He's cutting himself?
Oh fuck yeah, he is. What, did he cut open when you seen him?
there wasn't a whole lot of bloodshed. Might have been a lack of the blood thinners they
Sure.
took that day. Who knows? But it was a terrific match. Seeing Rhino spear him, and then reversal. Gore. It was terrific. Yeah.
Rhino did a dark match 2 years ago. I went to go see SmackDown at the Joe, and Rhino did a dark match, and it's when he was tagging with that one dude. I fucking suck at this. He was tagging with somebody, and I was kind of like, fuck that guy. I want to see Rhino because he's the Michigan guy. And the whole Joe was just chanting, "We want Rhino," and it was cool. And he was feeling it, and he was going crazy. And then Joe started chanting, "Gore." That's his move. His move. And he hit it, and dude, huge pop. Because it was just fun.
So I heard Rhonda is not good at the mic stuff. Would you have to be as a wrestler?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I seen one thing, and go on, Danny.
She's supposed. So one of the podcasts I listened to, he made the suggestion of having Rhonda because she's not very good at the mic stuff because she's never had to do that. She was like an actual fighter. Why doesn't she just have the Paul Heyman be like, my client doesn't talk, and she just whoops everybody at?
I think it's coming.
And she just whoops. Why is she whooping on?
Because what they're going to want to do,
ass.
This is what they do. They've proven it
beating the dude's ass.
You Stone Cold Steve Austin fan?
Yeah, who isn't? You're not American if you're not.
Well, you want to know why? You want to know why we like Stone Cold Steve Austin so much? Because he gave people the bird and beat his boss up continuously. So if they can, there's a formula that if you beat your boss up, people will like you.
But it's the American dream.
But
exactly.
Why Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon? Ronda Rousey's a fucking judo Olympian, world title holder, UFC champion.
This is the wrestling.
I know, but listen,
you know why?
But I know it's wrestling, but she should be kicking fucking the dudes' asses.
Kind of like.
If they're gonna make her like a thing, then she needs to come out and she needs to be whooping on.
She whooped up on Triple H.
She needs to have. I heard that.
I don't think they allow that anymore. That's the thing. There's a lot of wrestling they won't allow. You can't use the steel chairs.
She should be coming in there.
No more headshots.
Yeah. No more headshots. Chairs, right? They don't do a lot of the women's matches. They used to do.
Lame. But she should be coming in 10-second matches, just fucking whooping on people. But.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. I don't like the gimmick that they're playing her up on. Like she's going to be, because I think she's actually kind of going to suck as a wrestler. Like once she gets in the ring, she's not going to be. She's a fighter.
She's athletic as fuck.
Sure, but she's not a professional wrestler. And I mean, she's going to have
the mic skills show.
She's going to have to pull off a 15-minute, 25-minute match. So I don't know. If she asked against the grain to do her...
Absolutely.
Because actually, I thought about this.
Would you wrestle Ronda Rousey?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I thought about this.
Publicity.
If I was a wrestler...
Chris!
My entrance song...
Nowak!
My entrance song would totally be an ATG song. Sorry, Danny, but I already got the ATG song picked out.
Well, that's fine.
Is it Cheated Death or what would your song be?
No, actually, it's coming in hot.
Oh, yeah, I wrote that one a while. I think I wrote that riff while I was laying in the bathtub. I do that quite a bit.
First time I ever heard that tune, I was like, if I was a wrestler, this would be my theme song.
That's a very good choice.
It's Armadillo is a good blast in your fucking face.
That is one from Motor City Speed Rock that we will play quite frequently because it's so well loved.
Yeah.
That one was written by our original rhythm guitarist, Brian Griffin.
I was going to ask you about that.
He wrote the lyrics, and then I kind of fit them, to fit the
He wrote the
rhythm.
guitar, too?
He wrote the guitar. I wrote the chorus, which obviously I think is the worst part of the song, and then I wrote some of the break, some of the turnarounds in the song, some of the riffing. He wrote the main riff and the lyrics.
That one's an
idea to it.
That's a good one.
So
I always dug that one.
It was well written, I think.
So what happened? Was he like writing with you guys for a little bit?
He was, even after he stopped
Kyle
touring
wasn't
with
originally
us.
in the band.
Yeah,
right. He wrote up until some of our stuff on Road Warriors. He wrote a song on Road Warriors, Guillotine he wrote. He actually wrote the lyrics to that as well.
I can't remember that one, but I'm sure if I heard it.
It's kind of similar to Coming in Hot Style. It's like a mid-pace rocker song. And that's one of my favorites.
It's Coming in Hot.
It's fun.
Oh, that's the one that you guys covered.
We covered that Detroit by Detroit.
That's right.
That's
We were
that's
against
a
the
bitch I
grain
say.
of
The lyrics to it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I had a question because we played Surrounded by Snakes, and I just have to ask, how many snakes?
We tried.
Yeah, well, we tried. How many snakes were you guys surrounded by when you wrote that song?
There was approximately 17, I want to say, a mixture of copperheads and milk snakes.
Black
you guys
Mambas.
There was one black mamba. He was hidden in there. I couldn't find it.
You guys stood in the center and then wrote the song?
Yeah, yeah, that's for the most part.
All right,
It
boys.
Since it was Kyle's song,
We're surrounded.
It was his idea to go into a room surrounded by snakes and just...
Whatever comes out, comes out.
Yeah, and it turned out to be one of our most popular songs.
The song's
and
bitchin'.
Thank you.
You know what
took the
I
risk.
like so much about you guys is throwing on an album when I'm, at work cleaning. It's fun. It's fun music to listen to.
Thank you. That's what we strive for.
It's a blast to listen to,
That's the kind
And
of
it
music
rips,
I like. Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. So, to all of our viewers in Tokyo, ATG.
Next stop.
It's like I said, if you go and see them, even if you don't like that style of music, you're gonna have a fucking blast. You're gonna have a surge of energy, and you're gonna have a fun time.
I think if you dislike the style of music that is against the grain, you go and then see them. Once you see the live performance, you get a real sense of this is what it is. This is what this, you definitely grow an appreciation for it. And I think there always has been an appreciation for it's rock and roll. It's fucking lit.
Balls to the wall, family fun.
It sure is.
So when you started this band,
No offense, but my mom doesn't like it.
Oh, that's completely understandable.
when you started this band, did you think it was going to become what it is?
No, I actually didn't want to start another band after, our high school buddies stopped doing what we were doing before.
What were you doing before?
We were a little ashamed. We were in this total.
I'm going to ask.
Total glam metal.
We were. Well, Kyle was actually in a glam rock band called. He was in the White Lies, and then me and Rob, a couple others.
Heard about this.
We were in a little kind of ska core band called No Regrets. We didn't have trumpets or any of that, but it was.
But
I had no say. I didn't write any of our songs. I wrote one song and it had nothing to do with ska. It was actually the most rock and roll song we had called "Give Up." I didn't sing in that band at all.
The rest of the guys were like, "Hey, man, you got to cut it out with this rock and roll shit."
No,
ska core.
This was at the end of those days, those No Regrets days.
Did you play a show for April O'Leary's birthday party one time?
Yes,
I was at that. Holy shit!
Wow.
Yes.
Going back to fucking.
I don't
high
remember
school.
that, but I know we did that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you play for decades now at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. Me and my brother have been doing it since I was 9. I'm about to be 28 this year, so I mean, it's
a while.
19, yeah, it's
You're coming up with
while.
decades.
Still the oldest guy in the house. Cool.
Only by a couple months, you bastard.
You know what? Speaking of the whole ska thing, I enjoy me a good ska every now and then.
I did. There was a few bands, like Op Ivy, Against All Authority.
Op Ivy, it goes without saying.
Yeah.
Those two first EPs.
And with No Regrets, we had some songs that were like that, and some of them were almost kind of like I call it skate punk, Bad Religion style. No coincidence with the Bad Religion album Against the Grain and our band name, which we don't like anyways, because it's people think that we're paying homage to that. It actually has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Where does the band name come from then?
I want to say one or two of the other guys had an idea. Let's call it Against the Grain. First of all, I wasn't even sure that we were gonna be a band, because after No Regrets, I was like, you know what, I don't really want to put my hopes up and then end it again.
Yeah, okay.
We were.
You'd already had your heart broken.
Yeah, and
So why did it end?
Well, No Regrets wasn't. I didn't write any except for the one song. That wasn't my type of thing. We, obviously we were young, and it was more of falling out with our hopes of trying to be a big band when we were young, and you know, we were a band for many years, and you know, we just kind of gave up. And then a few years later, me and Rob and Nick, we jammed, you know, just for fun. Rob
so
was
Nick's been in it
since the start. Yep.
Okay.
We just jammed for fun, and Rob was also like, "Hey, there's a guy I work with at the meat department in Meyer called, you know, Brian. His name's Brian Griffin, just like the dog on Family Guy. He likes a lot of the same music as we do."
Brian Griffin.
And he's like, "Hey, we're gonna jam with this guy, but you know, nothing serious. It'll just be fun jamming." Like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I had a splint on my pinky because I think I jammed it snowboarding. You know, drunk snowboarding.
I love snowboarding.
I think I would only do snowboarding drunk.
I haven't snowboarded since we started touring.
You would not have a good time.
I don't think I'd have a good time. I don't think I'd have a good time sober, dude.
I'm just telling you, don't go, Jeff. Anyway,
we got a little off track for a second.
Sorry.
Welcome to SharkCast.
Yeah. I love it.
We have an attention deficit.
I do too.
Disorder.
Attention hyper disorder.
So since you don't remember, you ever take a fucking girlfriend snowboarding? Terrible time. You pay for them. They fall one time.
They're done.
And then they're like, can we like go and sit back at the thing? And it's like, Jesus Christ, I just spent fucking $50 on your shit.
Dude, my luck, my girlfriend would be like smoking me on snowboarding or whatever, dude.
No, it's like you're teaching them. Oh, I can't do this.
I don't know how to do it, so
it's fun.
I don't see me and a girlfriend doing that.
I haven't done it in years, actually, since we started touring, which is when it goes back to the no regrets and transitioning.
Good.
I had a splint. It was the last time I snowboarded because, you know, we started touring, and then I was like, okay, I don't have much money to be snowboarding. I got, you know, started getting a little bit fat for a bit. You know, I'm slowly losing weight.
What it is.
So we jammed, as we jammed with this Brian Griffin guy, I had a little splint on my finger. He was kind of awkward playing bass. Yeah. He had a couple. I think we wrote one full song with Nick before Brian came in, so we jammed that for a little bit, which had Brian show us a little bit of his soul. Yeah. And, you know, okay, let's jam with him again and maybe a couple other times. And you know what? It eventually turned out to be like, you know, we're going to start playing some shows again. And at first I was reluctant. And then as we started playing music more like bands I loved, like Zeke and, you know, just sweet rock and roll music, I was like, okay, since it's more of what I actually like now, I'm more willing to do this. And then that's how it started.
Nice. What year? When did you start? How many years ago?
We started touring. I think our first tour was 2010. Our first real tour.
I was only getting like my own. I was just getting like my first house. 2010. I took my first house.
And we started a year before that. Yeah, we started, I think, 2009. I want to say. Maybe
graduated.
I think it was the winter of 2008, or it was the beginning of 2009. It might have been 2008,
you just went balls to the walls. You started a band, went on tour. Fucking A.
When did you start going on tour? Was it right out the gate? Or
it happened quicker than I thought. We had, that's where we had our first album. We had our first EP. It was called the Red Line EP. And then we recorded another EP. But the reason we recorded the second EP, 6 months later, is because we wanted to combine it with our first EP to make our first full-length album.
Nice.
So, what states have you not been to yet in the Union?
Okay. Alaska and Hawaii. Of course, we almost did get to go to Alaska. Something fell through.
That would be pretty dope.
That would have been dope. Hawaii would have been dope, too. There is a few.
Yeah, it would have been. Absolutely.
ATG on a volcano.
They set the stage up right before.
Just like Dokken.
Yeah, right before the explosion.
Get into your cock rock roots.
Oh, yeah. I got to see Dokken last year, actually, at the River Fest or whatever it was called.
Pretty gnarly guitarist.
Yeah.
Dokken. But, okay.
Gracie.
I want to say there's like 6 states, something like that. We haven't. Really? I can't even remember.
Just because you ain't booked it, or it just ain't been invited.
A harder times getting booked because we weren't from the area. I can tell you, whatever state Dakota doesn't have Fargo in it is the one we've been to, because we played in Fargo, which I want to say is North Dakota, right?
Good girl, Gracie.
So we haven't been to South Dakota.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's South Dakota.
Good.
A couple others, man. I don't think we played
what's
Vermont.
a city that when you're on? Because I mean, you guys are the Road Warriors. You know, like fuck. How many fucking shows did you play 1 year in Detroit? 70 shows.
Oh,
1
probably.
year?
We were playing.
That's just
we were
in
doing
Detroit.
double deuce weekend shows. So at first, we were playing 2 shows a weekend.
What's a city that you honestly look forward to
Buddy,
playing?
thank you.
I can't wait to play this city. I'm not saying, you know.
Well, we've played all these cities that we've mostly played. You know, most of the bigger cities across the United States.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times we're not so hyped because we've been to all these cities like 30, 40 times.
Really?
More than that maybe. But there are some fun spots. Obviously we do good in Wisconsin. Green Bay, it's one of those cities where like
I never thought. I never guessed.
Never thought that too. And we're like, oh great, another Green Bay show. We play here all the fucking time, but they turn out being awesome every
Right on,
time.
yes.
So it's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is there ever a state that you won't do again?
We
For
haven't
some
played
reason?
Nevada in a while because Las Vegas just sucks unless you're the shit. Nice. I think we are.
You've
gonna
got
be
Elton
playing
John and Celine Dion. I mean, come on.
Right. Like unless you're them.
No,
over
dude,
there.
you should try to open for Elton John, Celine Dion.
You guys will be perfect.
I'll take it. I mean, I like Elton John. Yeah.
One of you guys sleeps with Celine Dion. That'd be dope.
Ooh.
So, what's the road life like? Is it you get annoyed with each other? You fucking at each other's throats? You guys getting along? Who drives?
A lot of cuddling.
We sometimes yes. We generally don't get in too many serious arguments. There has been a couple, and it's over usually stupid quarrels. But generally, we don't.
It's got to
fight
be a
that
lot
much.
of pick and choose your battles,
Yeah,
right?
you know, because we've all grown up. I've been friends with Kyle for so many years, and Nick. Rob's been friends with Nick. Rob's my brother.
You've known him.
See, dude, knowing my brother, I know who I'd be having a fight with.
I'll tell you.
You wouldn't be able to go on
a lot
tour
of
with
people
him.
might not enjoy what we love to do, and sometimes we, you know, even though we've been doing this for so long now, we're still not the shit. So it comes down to sleeping in a Walmart parking lot in your van, eating cans of sardines and bread, and you know what? I fucking love it.
Yeah,
I love that shit.
Actually, that was one of my questions. You're on so we got sardines and bread, which isn't it's a whatever the fuck sandwich. If
that's what
Oh, there's a name for it. I didn't realize. I thought I invented
whatever
this.
the fuck sandwich. No, we had
There's
Kyle.
a lost Kyle Davis episode.
We had a lost
floating
Kyle
around in
Davis
this world.
Oh,
and there's a clip of it where he's talking about it. So actually, what I was going to ask is, that's a really good question. You know, what is your go-to? You're on the road. You know, you're touring. Funds get low, or funds are what they are. You go for a whatever the fuck sandwich too, huh?
Yep.
And that is so if we were to, we often
I wouldn't go for the sardines.
I would. I like sardines.
Do you love anchovies? All that wacky shit.
I
you know,
like,
herring is terrific too. You got to get some couple slices of cheese to put on there too.
How's your mercury levels?
Probably very high. Very.
All right. If you feel comfortable with speaking for the whole band,
sure.
I brought this up.
Yeah, whatever.
I brought this up to Danny and Josh and to Steve. Is what's your sandwich? So what would be the against the grain sandwich?
What's the Chris Nowak? Oh, you want the against the grain?
I want the against the grain sandwich.
So if you were to sell a sandwich at a restaurant, what would be the against the grain?
Against the grain
as a band.
As a band, or it's tough for him.
Wow.
I don't know. He already said he'd speak for the band.
Okay. I do like everything. That's the problem. I'll tell you, there was a sandwich named after us at the Zeke's Rock and Roll Barbecue. Some sort of burrito.
That's right. I see.
Shit.
But you didn't get to choose the ingredient.
Right.
Okay, so
if I were to choose,
what's the Chris Nowak?
Well, let me have a little drink here.
It's a very serious question. Everyone takes this question so goddamn seriously.
I love this question.
There's definitely a lot of cheese involved.
That's fine. It's yours.
What kind?
I am a fan of, the sharpest. I usually like, for a sandwich, I would like a regular extra sharp cheddar.
These sharp lives.
But I do like extra sharp white cheddar on its own. But for the sandwich, I would choose the regular. So that would be the cheese.
Okay.
I want to say it would be some sort of fried chicken sandwich.
Ooh, fried chicken.
Now,
like thick
That's on the against the grain.
Thick.
Okay.
Very thick.
Okay.
Absolutely.
No, this is the Chris Nowak here.
Oh, okay.
We'll ask the against the grain.
I want the against the grain
What kind of
sandwich to be
bun
a-
would this be?
That's your
the other
that's your call,
question.
man. Is it ciabatta man or
Toast is your option of choice.
okay.
It would probably be that marble rye swirly shit, you know. That's,
Ooh,
that's my
okay.
favorite. Or sourdough. You know, you get your
With the
choice of sourdough or that.
Okay.
But
What kind of veggies? Any veggies?
yeah. You got your obviously lettuce, tomato.
Onion?
It'll have
You onion, dude?
yes. It'll have onions and purple olives. Do a
Purple
good
olives.
Kalamata olive. Yeah.
That's where you throw Jeff off.
And then
I can take the Chris Nowak so far.
well, and it'll have extra cheese instead of just
Which
cheese.
is
It's gonna
right
be-
up my alley.
It's going to have a lot of cheese on it. You know, it needs to be emphasized.
Yeah. So-
and that's pretty much a basic chicken damn sandwich right there.
Okay.
But the focus is a lot of cheese.
would you
so
steam
it's
your
almost
sandwich?
like a grilled cheese
Steam it,
chicken
maybe.
sandwich.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's like a grilled cheese
Not
chicken
steamed.
sandwich.
No.
Not steamed like the Steve.
The Steve was steamed, which made no sense. Steamed, you want your bread all to be soggy? No, you want
I
it a
mean,
little
White
bit-
Castle all have soggy bread. But yeah, which I love.
Let's take a break, boys. I think it's time.
Yeah,
We'll take a
have
break.
cigarette.
We'll be back.
Where can you listen to us?
SoundCloud,
SoundCloud, where else?
iTunes.
iTunes. What do you need to do when you listen to us on iTunes?
Like, subscribe, and share.
That is what you need to do.
Also, if you don't fuck with SoundCloud and iTunes, there's another place you can find us.
And where's that?
Google Play,
Google Play.
Or
We're on Stitcher. What else?
Stitcher, and Dog Catcher. Go
I
ahead.
don't know what the fuck Dog Catcher is, but
Neither
apparently
did I,
we're
but
on.
we're on it, and we fucking look good.
Go.
We're back.
So we had a little
Motherfuckers.
bit of a break. We did some fucking blow.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
We were
Yes, we
blowing on it.
goddamn did. We did some blow.
We blew each other.
Absolutely, both of those things. Nice to come back to an exotic drink. It's a mango drink with basil
Yep.
seeds.
So this is our
fucking-
SharkCast review of the week.
The fucking top is even exotic. Like,
Should I have shooken this up?
Nah.
That's what I thought too. I'm going to try it though.
Okay,
See
wait,
how it
don't try it just yet. We got to do a cheers, and then we
Absolutely.
try it all together because this is goddamn SharkCast. Here we go. Is this going to be weird? There, cheers.
yeah, it's gonna be fucking weird. Did you see the goddamn seeds in it?
Get a
That's
good
actually
mouthful.
really
It's
delicious.
Get a good mouthful of it.
Wow, it's like fruit snacks that were partially liquefied, and they left the chunks in there too. That is really good.
Have you fucked with bubble tea yet?
I have not. I heard it's
You should.
good.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird as fuck to be sucking up bubbles through a straw,
right.
but it's good. When we were in Chicago, they had a bubble tea place, and it was called. We stayed in Chinatown, Chicago,
Okay, yeah.
and the place with the bubble tea was called Karate Tea. And I was like, that sounds so racist. I have to go in there.
So let's talk about this. So it's Cedar Garden mango drink with basil seeds. Where did you buy this, Josh?
Hamtramck. And there's some.
Just at like a party store?
They have them
it
everywhere.
comes
Honestly,
from
huge fan of these.
Michigan.
Does it?
Yeah, imported by Cedar Garden Food, Romulus, Michigan.
So it's good. It's got it's thick,
It is.
but
Yeah,
I think it
almost
kind of makes
syrupy, not quite.
It's actually not bad. Actually, I thought I was gonna fucking hate this.
I love
it's
it.
delicious.
I was hoping. Thank you.
It's delicious. Okay, so the scale SharkCast review. If you haven't listened to us before, SharkCast review is a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best thing you've ever fucking had in your life. 1 being the worst. Jeffrey, or we'll start with Josh because Jeff's going to give it a 4.
So me personally, they have them in different flavors. It's the first time I've ever had the mango. I really like the mango. I'm enjoying it. I like the feel of the little seeds in my mouth.
I don't know if I feel the seeds.
How do you not? Do you not have a tongue?
Do you literally not feel them, or do you not like the feeling of them?
Well, I just like drink it, and I'm not like
Right, you know, I'm not. I feel the
I
lumpiness.
feel the thickness,
Swish
but I
them
don't
around
know.
a little bit. Swish them around a little bit. No, I like this one quite a bit. There's an aloe vera one that's actually really good too.
If you swoosh it,
Yeah. I just been drinking it. It tastes really good. Yeah.
okay. So Josh,
I'm going to give this a solid 8.5.
8.5.
Oh man.
I'm probably my review.
People think that this is actually healthy. It's not. It's just a shit ton of sugar.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How
It
much
tastes
sugar?
it's very tasty.
Yeah. I hope Chris, you ain't diabetic in any way, are you? 'Cause
I hope not. I don't know.
we don't want anyone
No,
going
I'm
into a diabetic coma or something.
Oh, no worries. No change to my diet.
Just a tremendous amount of sugar. But
I'll give it an 8. It's good. It's just like standard good thing.
I'm going to
on
give it
my
a 9.
reviews.
I give it a 9. I love it.
Damn.
Yeah.
you're really
So you would
liking
get it again? I'd probably
like
get it again. I'd probably get it
For all we
again,
know,
too.
fucking what is this called? Cedar Garden. It's about to be like the drink of ATG. They've stopped drinking booze.
Oh, I felt the seed. I crunched it.
Oh, there you go.
You chew a little bit.
It's gonna be like, wait till you guys taste the seeds.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you guys. I don't
I kinda-
wanna rate. I'm
You gotta rate it.
6.
Hey, that's better than average.
Yeah.
Apparently not. I have fucking I guess I'm a Scrooge. I don't know.
We like to give him shit, or at least I do.
His favorite thing were wafer crackers that we had.
We're dry as fuck.
Technically, you know what? Going back to an earlier episode, we did not rate Stranger Things 2. My Stranger Things 2 was like a 9.
Damn. We never actually talked about that.
I have a Stranger Things shirt.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, I
Would you
didn't.
get a Cedar Garden shirt, Chris?
Yeah. I'll wear it on the same, at nighttime I'll wear my Cedar Garden shirt. My daytime I'll wear a Talking Dead shirt. I don't even know if that exists.
Yeah,
Just be
no,
funny.
it's a thing. It's a thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, the Talking Dead.
I kind of
What a
like
t-shirt
switching it
for it,
around.
though.
Oh, I
Because
don't know. I'm sure they capitalized on everything that was. I mean, I would too.
Swishing it around.
When you swish it around, you get like little balls of whatever. I don't feel the seeds, but I feel like
Those
If
little
you
balls.
chew a little bit too, you'll
Those
kind of
little
bite down on
balls
them.
are the seeds, my friend.
Yeah, you got to try to isolate the
basil
balls.
seeds.
Don't spit it out. It's weird.
Yeah,
See?
man. That's the seed, bro.
Yeah, but it's a seed, but it's a ball.
It's surrounded by the gooiness, so
Yeah.
gooey goodness.
Still, anything's better than them fucking fish eggs, you guys.
Oh, like
Them-
caviar.
We ate.
I don't
It
know.
wasn't
People-
even. It wasn't caviar. It was fish eggs.
Those
There's
were
a
fucking
difference.
bloated ass fish eggs. They were
were-
terrible.
Huge bursts of
Fish flavored disgustingness.
like. The
I'd probably
most
like it then.
No,
yeah,
the
maybe.
most
Dude,
disgusting.
I'd be hard fucking pressed.
If you
You'd be
like-
one hardcore motherfucker. Honestly, dude, I thought it was so gross. Like after that second bite of the fish eggs, I was like,
Worst thing on
Well,
the
you had
podcast so
seconds.
far.
no.
He ate the whole thing though, like a
I was
champ.
like, I'm gonna be so self conscious after every time I kiss someone.
Is
Oh,
your breath?
Well, fish eggs have been on it.
forever.
Can't French kiss a chick.
They're like, did you eat fish eggs?
Did you
a
eat
year
fish
ago?
eggs? A couple
and
years
proudly
ago.
say, yes, I did. And she's like, I love fish eggs.
No, I'm like, no, you don't understand. I have a podcast. I have to do
Dumb
shit.
We also ate peppers and shit.
and fucking lizard melon last week. That was fucking gnarly.
Terrible.
Oh my god.
So we got a good one for you though, Chris.
Okay.
What was I gonna fucking ask
Don't
you
expect
when
it to
we
be
were
good
outside?
next time you come on, man.
What were we talking about outside?
Favorite song or something like that?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
what's your favorite song on the album?
On our new album, well, my favorite song is called Full of Smoke. Funny enough, on YouTube, people label it
Full of
as
Smoke.
Smoke for some reason, but it's called Full of Smoke. It's the second track of the album.
It's called Smoke on
iTunes.
yeah, and
which I do
Spotify.
not know why. It says on the album
Why?
Full of Smoke.
Weird.
Lost in translation somehow.
That's really
But,
bizarre.
yeah,
Really? I had
that's
no
my
idea.
favorite song though, and I'm sure a lot of people think it's about smoking weed, but it's literally just about smoking cigarettes. You can relate it to smoking weed as well, but
Yeah.
I mean, what's more rock and roll than singing about smoking cigarettes? You know, right?
Right?
So did you
Actually,
write
I'm
that
pretty
one?
sure.
I did.
I'm pretty sure they invented rock and roll to companion cigarettes.
to sell.
Absolutely, it's a great marketing technique.
Motorcycles and leather jackets, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Blue jeans. My favorite tune off Cheetah Death is easily. I gave the album a couple spins. Easily, Rolling Stone.
Oh, that's one that we have been playing for the most. Off that album. Actually, we have been playing that for I don't know, maybe about almost a year now. Probably something like that. And that one we thought is easily going to be a hit.
So do you guys switch it up when you play shows? Are you like, we're gonna play these songs, or is it just a straight up set? You guys play it all the time.
Our next tour is gonna be the same set as we just did on that little weekend banger, minus ending with "Surrounded by Snakes." So we'll be doing mostly new songs off on this tour, and that's. But
you play the one, the ones.
Yeah, we generally play the ones. When we practice, we practice the set we're gonna do for the tour coming up, and it's we'll run through the set twice.
What's sleeping arrangements like on tour?
A lot of times we will sleep in the van.
Okay.
And which is nice. Everyone has their own seat. Either 2 bench seats and then 2 bucket seats. Granted that we don't bring someone on tour with us, like a merch guy or something, to where we wouldn't be able to sleep in the van at that point. And then we know so many people in most states that we can just stay with. Most nights. Yeah, it's great. And if we're up money and we don't know anyone, and if say it's cold or too hot or something, we'll get a motel. We'll get the shittiest possible, and we'll always do that on our day off. We'll get a shitty motel. We'll go to the shittiest 1-star Chinese buffet on purpose.
Right on.
Because it's great. Eat till you're sick. Kyle has some weird allergic reaction. He always gets get red and puffy. I get overwhelmed with salt. I feel puffy too. And then we'll go see like a horror movie or something.
Right on. You a big horror movie fan?
Absolutely.
What would you say is your favorite horror movie?
That's such a hard question.
That is such a hard question.
Favorites.
See, that's where if I'm either going to go for B-sides or just anything in general.
Anything in general. Give me your B-sides.
Okay, there was a movie called "I Drink Your Blood." ... Eat your flesh.
Oh, okay.
Very similar to.
That sounds like something I'd be fucking into.
It's very similar to the original. I Spit on Your Grave. It was a 70s flick. A lot of.
Dude, I've never. Movies. I'm sorry to cut you off. I've never seen. I own I Spit on Your Grave. I own that one and the remake.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it's the same writers. I want to say.
I'm watching I Spit on Your Grave. I asked my girlfriend at the time, like, "Hey, you want to come over and watch this horror movie with me?" I didn't fucking know, dude.
Right? She asked you to watch this,
and she's like, "Yeah, I'll come by. We'll watch a horror movie." And I Spit on Your Grave.
That's true.
So, you ever hear of that, Danny?
No. What's
dude? Oh, fucking A, man. Worst movie to watch with a chick ever. It's just like gratuitous rape. It's gratuitous rape. Till where finally she's like raped for like the 3rd time.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's like, I don't like this at all. And I'm like, and now mind you, I'm like not getting into the movie because I'm like,
you don't know.
Dude, I'm like so self-conscious. I'm like, oh man, wow, started with rape. Oh, more rape.
Right.
And here's some
another
rape.
one.
And she's like, I don't like this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I think we watched like a romantic comedy after. Yeah, there was like.
Got to reset the mood, yeah.
And my dumb ass is like, I had never seen the movie. I'm like.
And then you're like, you want to make out?
Right. She's like, I'm going to go home now. Sorry.
I'm just going to stay the night, though. I'm really tired.
Yeah. I'm just going to go to bed.
And I'm like, fucking, fuck you, I Spit on Your Grave. I watched it with Matt Weiss, and and even like I watched it.
I've
with
never heard of that.
I watched it with Matt Weiss, and he's like, "Wow, dude, a lot of rape."
Wow. Yeah.
But okay. What's your like headlining like?
What movie?
Horror movie. Like we got the B-sides.
I do. appreciate a good creature flick. You know, let's say like I do like the creatures in the Silent Hill movies. You know, I never even played the games. I just know the movies. I like when the movie has a monster that's like that, something that's deformed. And I've been trying to skim through, like, say, on Netflix, you know, Amazon, to find a movie that might possibly have something like that. I honestly probably could not pick out
a favorite.
Yeah, but I can tell you some of my favorites. One is more of a funny movie.
I love
Kevin
horror
Smith
movies.
Directed Tusk.
Tusk was pretty solid.
I want to see that. That's
Actually,
weird.
I thought Tusk was going to be terrible, and I don't know if expectations were so low that when I went to go, that when I actually watched it, I'm like, this is actually not bad.
Right. You know, they wrote it as a joke, and then it became like a good movie.
No,
you know,
it's about a successful podcaster that becomes a walrus monster.
Yep, and it's funny. Yeah.
And actually, Michael Parks kicks ass in that movie.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you acting this good in this movie?
Is that the guy that died?
Yeah, he died.
And Kevin Smith had that podcast where he's just crying. I was fucking working, listening
Michael
to that,
Parks.
and I'm like, jeez, it's tough. It's tough to listen to.
You ever watch,
He was like,
yeah, it's bad.
It was rough. You listen to that one?
Yeah, that
It's
one.
like,
that one.
shit, man.
I don't think it was a bad I don't think it was a
No.
bad podcast. But
No, it was
like,
a great.
Fuck, this is sad, dude.
Great podcast, but it was like,
Yeah. I think
Like,
we should
shit
try to
too
get
hard.
Michael Parks on. You ever see Red State by Smith with Kevin Parks?
Oh no,
Michael
no!
Parks?
I've been meaning to watch that.
That one's
actually.
pretty good, man. My favorite, I guess, B-sides would be, I don't even want to say it's B-sides because I love fucking Evil Dead. I just love that fucking movie.
Yeah, fantastic movie.
And then also too, Army of Darkness, love that.
Right.
Evil Dead 2, which is really weird because it was just Evil Dead.
There's a comedy version of the first one. Yep.
Yeah. Did you see the remake of Evil Dead?
Remake was done pretty good.
I liked it,
Yeah,
actually.
it was good.
And at the very end, they do the if you watch, there's like actually a cool post-credit scene. And the only reason I discovered it is just because we had popped the movie in, you know, smoking some weeds, whatever, you know, talking about it during the credits. And then there's like a quick animation. You hear the chainsaw rev, and then and then you see Ash show up, and he goes groovy, and that's just it. And it's like, oh man, dude, had I never. But
That's dope. I don't think I knew that.
I really like. I like The Conjuring. I like The Conjuring flicks. Those are
Conjuring
good.
was sweet. I really enjoyed those movies. I don't really care for horror movies.
No,
but I like-
Josh hates horror movies. I used to think Danny hated horror movies, but it turns out Josh hates horror movies way more.
I'm even worse. So that being said, some news. This new Netflix horror film, Veronica, apparently is the scariest movie of the year, and there are people who just will
on
not.
Netflix?
Yeah, they will not finish watching it. It's so scary.
Oh, is that a challenge?
Oh boy,
Right? So
bring it.
Veronica's out now.
yeah, it's out. It's available. And
Are you fucking kidding me?
People were talking about it being so scary that people stopped watching it.
Interesting.
There's no way something's that scary where I'm gonna be like, I gotta shut it off, dude.
Oh,
Right.
I've done that so many times. I'm like, oh god, this comedy is getting too scary. I got to shut it off. So
I do feel like that, like I could be living in a horror movie. Like I'm gonna
No,
fall in
you're
like
not.
you're not.
We're not
not.
actually
You
here.
just
This
work.
is, you're talking to yourself.
You just work and
That's how it
listen to
starts.
comics, or read comics.
it could happen.
One day.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna get jigsawed, and then you're gonna be like, "Damn, he was right."
He was called it. SharkCast called it. Do you have a Miller's Mark, Josh?
No, I'm unfortunately.
You never have a Miller's Mark.
I had one last week. It was what is the meaning of life? I mean, maybe we can have Chris jump down the gullet of what that might
It's a
mean.
terrible Miller's Mark.
It's a great Miller's Mark, and it was off the cuff too.
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't miss a beat at. answering
Okay,
that
so
question.
going back to Against the Grain,
Oh yeah,
we got more.
you still
stories.
play for them, right?
yeah.
Okay,
I think
cool.
so. Hope so.
Nothing's changed since we were talking to you
I
15
hope so.
minutes ago.
The idea with colored vinyls, good idea.
Yeah.
What made you want to?
We know that people
got
love
it.
that shit,
Yeah, you
and
got
it
it. If you're
looks so
gonna do
fucking
it.
sweet.
Is it way more money?
Well, that's a good
get 'em?
question.
I
I
think
want
you
to
guys
say
were
they were a
charging
little bit
40.
more. Yeah. It does
40
cost a
for
little bit
400?
more.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact price of how much they cost, but it was a little bit more.
How many did you make? Do you know that?
That's another good question. That goes back to how much we sold out. We sold out of them pretty quick.
I think you guys did 400. Only because
That sounds right.
I follow Rob on Facebook, and
Yeah.
he's a good poster.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's a good against the grain poster. That's how I know that they made. And you guys did them in green, red, right?
You guys
Yeah, we've had a lot of, especially like Surrounded by Snakes and all past albums.
Your guys' shirts and merch are awesome too. Who's doing that artwork?
I was going to ask that. That's a good question.
Because you've had there's so many styles of.
There was a guy, I think he did artwork for like Mastodon, stuff like that.
Nice.
And he did like CD artwork, at least. As far as artwork for previous shirts, well, I couldn't tell you. I'm so out of the dark, in the dark with a lot of that.
The Cheetah Death album?
That was, the same guy.
Okay. That guy. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Good job, that guy.
Yeah. This is what I'm afraid of.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We don't know him either.
You didn't discredit him.
No.
Right. We're there, and I applaud him.
I like the new artwork.
I like a lot of the material that the artwork and shit that you guys have. These shirts are like sweet.
Our latest album finally looks like a real CD cover. It's not. It doesn't look.
I
It
don't know.
doesn't.
I think
It looks more like a photo almost, rather than like a drawing. I mean, Road Warriors looks really good too, but it looks kind of almost like it was digitalized.
Yeah.
Compared to how detailed like Cheetah Death is.
Yeah.
And very proud of that. That was a step up.
Nice. No, I dig it. I was kind of lost by the name though, like Cheetah Death. Like
That
when you guys announced like, all right, the new album's gonna be called Cheetah Death. I'm like, what are they doing? Cheating death? What are you talking about?
It goes back to our, the first song, Cheetah Death, kind of how everyone has had their instances where they've cheated death, and for me, it seems to be more frequent where like, oh my God, I just almost fucking died right there. That guy in that car just almost hit me.
You gotta spill.
What, just like car people trying to hit you?
And it's like Nick, the story of Nick when he got hit by a car from seeing that Guar show, right when we first started. They pronounced him dead at first.
Wow.
And he cheated death and pulled through.
That's
and
crazy.
He's alive now.
Holy shit.
And
I didn't know that.
it can go for everyone,
Side note, I love Guar, one of my favorite bands of all time.
This life is
Awesome.
Never seen them live.
Is brief.
We played with them.
I seen, and I also seen that fucking Pusseless Maximus came out and played with you
Yeah,
guys.
and he's so awesome. That's Brent from US Bastards.
Yeah,
Shout out to him. Awesome guy. We toured with him.
Solid
and his band.
guitarist.
Really good. Terrific. Amazing.
I've listened to a few songs off the new Guar album.
Very rock and roll. Brett showed us them before the album was released, and
you're a Guar fan too.
Yeah, we
fantastic.
saw.
I always feel so alone.
We got guest listed to the Warp Tour they did.
Nice, dude.
From Brent guest listed us, because I just want to go because Guar, got to hang out with Brent on the bus, and he showed us the album, and I was very impressed. It was very rock and roll, a rock and roll step to Guar.
What's that one? I'll Be Your Monster.
Yeah.
That's super rock and roll. I wasn't expecting that.
A lot of people weren't expecting it in a whole album. I think
they were bashing them, and I was just just let Guar be Guar. This is it. This is the, and so when I seen pictures that they're playing with ATG, I'm like, no fucking shit. Or they weren't, but his name's Brent. I only know him as Pusseless Maximus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no fucking shit, dude. And we were going to go to that.
Yeah.
We were both broke, didn't have the money. It was Berserker Fest.
Yeah, that's when we played with them.
Yeah,
at,
we were
Crowfoot.
both broke, and we were like, fuck. fuck
It was
dude.
expensive as shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
I
like
don't even know.
$55 a
Oh, wow.
ticket.
Yeah, because there's so many bands on
Yeah,
it.
and we were like, dude, let's just fucking call it.
I didn't
dude.
realize
We
it was that expensive.
We don't have $55. And then lo and behold, I wake up to fucking
You might have been able to meet him.
the
Jeff.
guitar player. The guitar
That was-
player for fucking
he's a
Guar
huge fan.
is
Right.
playing with fucking ATG, and I'm like, how did I
Rolling
not
Stone,
fucking-
yeah. He came up and played that, and actually his other band, when they
US
just did the Guar
Bastards.
tour, US Bastards, they would open and they would cover Rolling Stone. When they played the Detroit show at a St. Andrews Hall, they covered that, and Kyle and Nick went up and played guitar for that song as well.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
That's really
Oh,
sweet.
that's. I think from what I've been like learning about Guars, that's kind of always been like their thing. Is they're always like down to help. Hey, we like you. Let's fucking give you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Let's
That's cool.
give you a comeuppance, so to speak.
always
They've done
cool.
it with bands like Iron Reagan.
Yep.
God, multiple bands. I know. I'm trying to think of the other ones besides Iron Reagan. And so what I'm saying is, Guar ATG, make it happen. 2020.
That we're hoping 2019.
That would be fucking lit, dude.
It was a possibility recently.
Really, man. That'd be
but,
big, man.
Yeah, that would be
So what's
absolutely amazing.
What's your like band that you played or toured with that you were like, fuck, we're playing with this band?
Zeke, actually.
yeah.
That was kind of
You're like, holy shit.
the only time I was a little bit intimidated
Yeah.
and starstruck. I didn't want to bother them, but it's funny because we know Kyle Whitefoot from Axe Ripper
Yeah.
is their rhythm guitarist now. So that kind of molded the gap a little bit and bridged it. So it was easier to get to them, talk to them, and they ended up loving us.
Oh, Kyle's pretty cool. Kyle's a nice dude. I've only met him once. The one time I met him, I was up at the Hive and I jammed with him, and he was just cool as fuck about it. You guys have also I've also seen things like
Hour 40.
on social media that Against the Grain have posted Jello Biafra holding up a copy of Road
Oh,
Warriors.
yeah.
That's pretty fucking sick, dude.
Was that Road Warriors or Surrounded? Yeah, maybe it was Road Warriors.
I think it was Road Warriors. Regardless of what album
I know
it
what
was.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Fucking sick,
he had our
dude.
shirt on. There was another picture of him wearing our shirt before
That's
Road Warriors.
pretty
and then there was
badass.
that one. Yeah.
People always say there's different levels of making it, and I think if the fucking Jello Biafra of fucking Dead Kennedys is holding your album or fucking
That's a goddamn
wearing
step.
your
Yeah,
shit,
it's a step up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you doing it.
We made
I'm
it.
holy shit,
So what do you feel like you've made it in the sense of, because you've already told me that it's surpassed what you have thought it would be. What's the goal?
Well,
is there a goal, or is it just like
It would be nice just to be able to live off it, but
Yeah,
the way we tour, it does. We do come back, making good money, but we just need to make sure that we can keep getting good tours, and that's the hardest part. And if we do tour, do good tours frequently throughout the year, then at that point, I'm able to make a living, and
yeah.
I'd say
And this is your job.
I've made it.
Yeah.
If it's my
Totally.
full-time job,
That's
I
how I
made it.
feel too.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're paying rent off Against the Grain.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
That's all that matters.
Totally. And
Yep.
you guys are on your way, man.
Oh, you guys are still young. You guys got fucking. You've already cheated death.
Absolutely, and hopefully continue cheating it.
No, absolutely. So, why don't you tell us about the shows you got? You got a big show coming up with Coffin Cats.
Yeah,
which
we're
sounds
playing
kind of
Token
fucking
Lounge.
lit. Yeah,
Tour kickoff. It's Kyle's birthday too.
Nice, dude.
Westland, the Token Lounge, Coffin Cats, Goddamn Gallows.
Yeah, the Goddamn Gallows are playing.
They're both gonna pack that fucking place. So that'll be a huge tour kickoff. That whole tour is gonna be great.
I like the Coffin Cats, but you guys just got to play harder.
Right. And that's we just gotta step it up, do good. Tour is from March 22nd till a month-long tour, another month-long
See,
tour.
now when you're getting ready to go on tour, like right now,
Yep,
right?
about 3 weeks.
Yeah. Are you antsy? or are you more like,
I'm kind of ready.
I don't want to do this?
Well,
is there a point in time, like halfway through a tour, where you're like, I just want to go home?
Yeah.
we all get to that point, but I got to tell you, like how I mentioned earlier about the car wash being sold, it's actually being sold right after we go on tour. So, okay, I'm ready to, I need work.
Yeah.
So I need to tour. And it works out kind of perfectly, I guess,
Where are you guys going?
Whole country.
Nice.
Damn.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you already said you're not great with city specifics.
Oh yeah, I can tell you what state is after what state. Usually.
San Francisco.
San Francisco. We do have 7 dates in California. I think 7.
Nice.
Which we need because that is a state that we
Do well?
we don't do well. We need to keep planting seeds there.
Nice.
See, no, so you're always there's always like a bit of you that's still optimistic. You're going to cities you're not familiar with,
Right.
playing with bands you're not familiar
That's
with.
what you got to do.
I know, but I mean, it's not easy.
No.
If it was easy, everybody could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's easy and then it's not easy, right? Like when you get bands that they don't want to,
Promote.
or unless they're not lucky enough to have their work with them take a month off, they don't want to take the risk. Also, just performing well every night. But once you're on tour, it's like you practice, for the next day, then the next day, every night, you get tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
So it's really not that hard. The hardest part about it is loading in and loading out. So you load in and you wait hours.
Yeah.
You play for half hour to 45 minutes, and then that's it. And you load out,
Yep,
and then you drive.
Next one.
See, like I always hear these like great stories of these bands I like looked up to that would often talk about getting fucked over by promoters.
It happens. Oh,
yeah, it's
luckily we have an agency. We can contact them when that does happen.
Oh, okay. So they
Send them
still try to
send
do
them
it.
the contract. We
So they still try to
to
do
be
it.
screwed out of the money, and they will give them a call, and then
You ever
we
see
will get
that
our money.
Anvil documentary?
Yes, sadly
when,
enough.
when Homeboy goes to when they go over to Poland, and the dude tries fucking him over.
I think that's when they get
thought
their new manager, right?
I think he had I think his response was great. And I think it would have been similar to my response. Promoter tries to rip him off and says, we gave you soup.
Dude, I'll play solo gigs.
We're not playing for
money.
soup,
Yeah. And I've had bar owners try to fucking not pay me what they told me they'd pay me.
No,
and
fuck you. You said it. You said it.
Yeah, I already broued my shit here.
It's
and
a game built off
Yeah, like,
hustling.
listen, buddy, you pay me now, or I'll send a couple guys to go to your grandma's house, break her legs. I'm just kidding. But
No, I understand what you're saying. And it, like when you ask for
shitty.
money, our promoter's like,
yeah,
what?
I
Wait
hate
a minute.
try to be. Robbie's usually the one to settle up and do that a lot of times.
Oh, so he's the designated
trust him.
asshole of the group.
He doesn't want to be, but you need.
He's not being the asshole. The fucking promoter.
The promoter.
No,
is
but you need an asshole to fight another asshole.
Totally.
No, I get it, man. I get it. Actually, it's funny. I used to play in a band with my brother, and I made him the designated asshole. Like he had to fire people and do things, and we went nowhere.
He's the best with business, so we have him do it.
Oh boy.
So, what was your next date? I'm sorry, the Kyle's birthday.
Oh yeah.
With the Coffin Cats, goddamn gallows at where?
It's the Token Lounge in Westland.
I want to go to that show.
It'll be
Let's fucking
high hopes, for the rest of the tour. Playing a big show like that will really turn us on, make us happy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you're playing with the
Sure it
Coffin
will.
Cats? Yeah, there's going to be a big turnout.
Oh yeah,
it will.
and we did a tour with the Coffin Cats a couple years ago, and every show was great.
From what I gather, they're pretty cool dudes.
Really are, yeah. I think they're having their original guitar player come back, and I already know Goddamn Gallows are gonna pack. They always do, apparently. So that's high hopes for that, And if not, we're out touring, and that's what we're supposed to be doing.
When you were first booking these shows, were you trying to book with better
Anyone.
bands than you were, or just anybody?
Oh, when we were first booking, we were the headliner generally, unless for some reason the local band was bigger than us or something.
Yeah.
We were just really trying to play with anyone. At this point, we want to play with bands that are bigger than us.
Yes,
you
totally.
know, just to because they have a much bigger
Yeah,
crowd for us. We need to keep spreading more, and we won't be spreading that much more if we're just playing our own headliner shows still.
So you guys you only play a couple shows in Detroit.
Generally, yeah, I'd say about 4 or 5 a year.
Is that like to make them want it more, or
it is? Yep. Also, it's more beneficial to
I feel
not
Coffin
wear
Cats
it
play
out.
1 or 2 in Detroit.
Yeah, they don't do it as frequently either.
But also, dude, Coffin Cats are like in Germany or
exactly. Yep.
You know, they're working. They're always working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, like Vic Victor, bass player, singer, he's got his own line of pickups, you know, and when they have downtime on tour, you know, I see him putting them together, packaging them up, you know, people order them off them. So, like, they work on the side,
They're
too.
working.
Hustling.
What are a few bands that you've played with over the country that you're like, I really enjoy playing with this band?
Zeke, of course, yep. Another band called the Atomic Bitchwax.
Okay, pluck them home, man.
They're another kind of speed rocky. They'll do some stoner stuff as well. They're like a good, perfect mixture. I believe the bass player, singer of Atomic Bitchwax is in, and the drummer were in Monster Magnet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man.
So that was their connection. Yeah, they were definitely one of my favorites. Nashville Pussy and Valiant Thor was another awesome tour.
I've heard Valiant Thor. I've heard their music. They're not bad.
Yeah, it's good, you know, speed rocky type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Fuck yeah. Well, let's wrap this up, boys.
All right.
Thank you for coming on, Chris.
Yes.
Oh, my pleasure.
yes.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you being on here. Check out
ATG, T to Death. Check them out on tour. They could be coming to a city tour.
Spotify, anywhere you can get music.
Spotify.
Y'all on Apple Music. That's where I listen to you.
What's that?
Apple Music.
It's on everything.
Yeah.
Facebook, everything.
Buy
Check
their
out
album.
ATG.
Buy their things. Check them out. They're coming
Check
to
out
a
SharkCast.
CD. Or a CD. They're coming to a town near you.
As always, suck it.
We're out. Thanks.
Peace. There's definitely a lot of cheese involved.